46. How does paragraph 34 help develop the plot of the excerpt? Okay, paragraph 34 is going to be paragraph idea, but again, it's that develop the plot of the excerpt. So this is almost a function question as well. And again, if we look at the answer choices, shows, demonstrates, establishes, emphasize, it always begins with a verb. Okay, so that indicates we want to not only know the paragraph idea, but I want to know what's the ideas transitioning here? What's happening? What does 34 transition from and what does it transition to? Much like we do on the overall structure question. So let's go back and check 46, or paragraph 34, I should say. The idea in 34 is, okay, the professor's explaining. They kind of had some meeting of minds. They realized the author is going to go to look for the great ox, and they were laughing about it. And the professor kind of apologetically says, you might not really believe, but I instinctively feel somehow this man has the ox. 34 says, but contrasting that idea, the professor, I was not shocked. On the contrary, I was conscious that the same strange hope that Farrago, the professor, cherished was beginning in spite of me to stir my pulses too. So wait, what's going on? The transition is the narrator starting to believe the professor, at least having some hopefulness that there are great auks, that they're not extinct. This is the first time we see that. So it contrasts the whole previous passage of the narrator's disbelief that there could be great auks, this potentially or evidently extinct animal. Now he's starting to hope that it could. And this is the first time we see that. So I think that's the right idea. Let's see what answer choice might match those ideas. It shows the narrator is beginning to consider, the possibility of finding the great ox. That's it. That's exactly right? The narrator is beginning at start of where he considers, hey, hopefully these ox are real. F. It demonstrates the narrator is struggling to understand why the professor thinks the great ox exist. Well, no, that was actually one of the previous paragraphs. So again, we're kind of mixing up ideas. It's not the paragraph idea 34. I think it was about 2 or 3 paragraphs earlier. He asked the question, well, why do you think this strange guy has auks that are supposed to be extinct? So F is not the right answer for 34. G, it establishes that the narrator, okay, I'm not sure it's establishing, right? The narrator is willing to let the professor overrule him about the great auks. No, that's not the idea here. Again, in the previous paragraphs together, he kind of gave in. He knows he has to go find the great auks. That's not paragraph 34. Wrong idea, wrong paragraph. Another typical wrong answer choice. H, it emphasizes the narrator feels a sense of urgency to begin an expedition to locate the great ox. Oh, careful. Maybe the professor feels some urgency, but the narrator feels urgency? No. He's just kind of beginning to somewhat get to the idea that maybe there could be great ox, right? There's definitely no sense of urgency. That's not right on the narrator's part. E is the correct answer for number 46.